Hi, everyone. Hi, how are we this evening? I'm back. It's so good to see you here on this. Oh, what day is it? Let's see. Let me flip that. It is Thursday, August 13th, and it's so good to see you here this evening. How is everybody doing? I'm doing pretty well. You know, it's those dog days of summer I talk about all the time, and a strange summer it is indeed. Hopefully, everyone's doing well. We just have to get to September. Yeah, I think. I think that's right. So here's what I've been thinking. Let's see. So we got a nice announcement uh, for Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris is going to be on the ticket for vice president. And of course, not even 24 hours goes by and Trump has to remind us. He's such a name caller, right? Hey, Charles. Hey, Arlene. How are you? He's such a baby. It's not enough to just talk about his own platform or even disagree with someone else's platform, but he has to call these names. And does he realize that these names that he calls have such history underneath them? First of all, he shows his lack of intelligence and education constantly. Um, and then he shows how his, and I hate to say it, but in many ways, his age. To call her a mad woman is such a clarion call. And then to juxtapose that between mad woman and then this call to the women of the suburbs. So you're either a mad woman, a career woman, intelligent woman, independent woman of color, a mad woman, or you're in the suburbs making cookies. It's beyond. It is beyond. I don't care what platform, I don't care anybody who says it, I would be furious and upset. So, with that in mind today, hashtag mad woman. All those mad women who have, oh, you see Newton behind me? He's resting. Wait, there he is. He's watching the show. Yeah. All those mad women who have attempted to do something with their lives to improve the world, to live a life to their fullest capacity. Yeah. I hope you're right, Charles. It's just, I mean, it's just the, Arlene, are you getting sound now? So I wanted to look at one woman in particular. I thought she was very interesting because, she's absolutely mad. Instead of being, the stay-at-home wife, she decided to travel. And she's a Scottish woman, Elizabeth Keith, and she decided to travel the world, and she really started to enjoy and appreciate and love the Asian culture, several Asian cultures, China, Korea, Japan, and to that end, she really started to learn and start doing woodblock prints. And her prints and her work is magnificent. And so, she's a mad woman. So let's take a look at a little bit of her work. I really like it and want to read you a little bit about it. I think it's beautiful. I can understand artists. I really do understand artists, Western artists that are so drawn to woodblock prints, Japanese woodblock. If you'll see that there's something so specific about the way nature is depicted. So even though this particular moonlight at Suzhou, China, is buildings and architecture, just the little bit of water you see in that sky and that sense of the buildings within nature is really magnificent. It's really magnificent. And you really do get a sense of the climate and you really do get a sense of the atmosphere. That's the word I want to use, the atmosphere. So let me read you a little bit about her. I love this piece. Elizabeth Keith was a Hanga artist, and I've represented several Hanga artists. Well, April Vollmer, and it's a printmaking process, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that. She was an artist of Scottish descent. She was born April 30th, 1887, in Aberdeenshire, England, not Scotland. Sorry about that. Keith first traveled to Japan in 1915. Mad woman, with the intention of visiting relatives for a brief period. During her stay, however, she was so profoundly influenced by the cultural exoticism of Japan that she remained for an additional 9 years, traversing the interior of the Asian continent. She must be out of her mind. Keith visited areas of Japan, Korea, mainland China, and the Philippine Islands, producing oil paintings and watercolor prints at her leisure. Upon her return to Japan in 1920, she mounted an exhibition of watercolors and was subsequently discovered by notable publisher Watanabe Shozabura. Convinced of her talent, he urged Keith to translate her work into a Hanga print, this piece specifically. Such a professional connection proved to be a great boon to her career. She went on to produce a variety of Hanga under Watanabe's supervision and became a highly successful print artist in Japan. From 1919 to 1922, Watanabe produced 28 prints by Keith, dealing with scenes of Old Korea and parts of Southeast Asia. Her reputation as an artist continued to expand as later prints were also featured at the Royal Academy and Beaux Arts Gallery back home in Europe. Critically acclaimed both at home and abroad, Keith was at the pinnacle of her artistic career, yet she hungered for a challenge, a new medium to master. Why? Because she's a mad woman. Because we can't be too ambitious. Oh, it's all going to change soon. Okay. Let's see. She took up color etching in 1926 and 27, and throughout the 1930s studied printing techniques. Soon after, she was elected as a Fellow of the Royal Society of Arts in 1934, and her outstanding achievements in social progress and artistic development. Upon her return to Japan, Keith reinstituted her working relationship with Watanabe and held a solo show in Tokyo in 1956, featuring 59 woodblock prints and 8 color etchings. After a long and successful career, she returned to England. She passed away in 1956 at the age of 69. Yeah, beautiful, right? So let's take a look at a few of hers. So I particularly love this one. This I find extraordinary. And then this is Busan, Korea. This is a beautiful print. You really get the sense of the woodblock in the Japanese culture, the Japanese tradition of it. Yeah, hi Mom, how are you? I'm glad you're here. Yeah, Arlene, let's see. Oh, Arlene, I'm not sure what's happening. I'm sorry. Hey, Jamie Belay. Yeah, wood blocks are great, right? Oh, yay, Arlene's there. Good, good. Yeah, who else is here? My mother said hello to Sam. I don't see Sam. Is Sam here yet? So, yeah, it's great. It's beautiful work. And again, there's something, and as I said before, there's a different treatment to nature in the Asian works that we see. And I see it with the artists that I represent. I'm sorry, you guys. It's that time again where, the haircut, and we're still in quarantine and all. Yeah. Okay. So there's this beautiful treatment to nature here. Nature in these prints have such a gentleness about them. There's this and Van Gogh was very taken by Japanese woodblock also, as well as Mary Cassatt, right? There's this gentleness about them, about nature. It just kind of envelops you in this color blue and the evening and nightfall and the beautiful ripple on the river here in the stars. You can almost hear the fluttering of the trees. It's just so lovely. It's so beautiful. And this piece, Hong Kong Harbor at night, just stunning how the mountain just kind of rises up. Really beautiful. And how about the sails on the boats? They almost mimic the mountain. Yeah, I think so. I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. I do see Van Gogh in her work, and I see Van Gogh in her work because I see a lot of Asian influence in Van Gogh's work. Yeah, yeah. Mom, Sam, yeah, I'm sure Sam's okay. Yeah. Serenity in the Asian style. It's so true. Clyde, how are you? Good to see you here, Clyde. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I saw a beautiful picture of the baby. Gorgeous. So I thought for tonight, yeah. Oh, I wanted to share something else with all of you. Yeah, the Hong Kong junk boats. Yeah, it's just beautiful, right? They're just beautiful. Those sails. I love the sails because they're connected to the mountains, but so are the houses connected to the mountains in this. And then the reflection. And I think that Van Gogh, when you look at some of Van Gogh's reflections, you see that Asian tradition, right, within that. Charles, I'm sure you're seeing that. How about the V in this tree? And how we're kind of, that V in the tree, the crisscross, we're kind of seeing the negative space, not kind of, we are, and framing the whole outline of it. Well, just beautiful, and the stars. So I got a very special little gift yesterday from Lucian, who's not on the feed tonight, one of my students and one of our SMART starters. Yeah, Faces in the Mountain. Look what this is Miss Cheryl. This is Lucian's moniker. And he wrote to me, "Dear Mrs. Cheryl, happy birthday. I hope you have a great day. You are the best teacher in the world. Your student, Lucian." It was, I can't tell you how much this means to me. And then he put me on the back as well. And again, his moniker. That's his symbol. Yeah, so sweet. Yeah, that was just the sweetest that he would take that time to say that. So that made my day. Yeah, isn't that adorable, Mom? It's just so kind. You know, there's so a few things that just never cease to affect me. One is, of course, when a student is so happy, you know, and is so thoughtful in that way because they feel so connected. That there's nothing like it. But also when a collector, you know, writes me notes and tells me how happy they are with their collection, how much they love their work, how they've collected a piece and now they see another piece from an artist in a museum, and how they were so happy that, you know, they listened to me or trusted me, and like there's nothing like that. There's nothing like that. So yeah, that was really sweet of him. Yeah, they do, Mom. I agree. So I promise you, no, it's not my birthday today. It's Saturday, actually. And I get to visit my mother for my birthday this year. Yay. So I'm sorry that I didn't make it back here yesterday. And part of it was that I was with my students. And yesterday we were at Central Park. And it's great. It's like the Central Park this year is so different this summer than it's been in any other summer. Any other summer, I'm like itching to get out of the city. I definitely don't want to be in Central Park on the weekend. This year, it's so different. First of all, everybody's in the park. And if you guys are reading things like people are emptying out of New York City and New Yorkers are leaving and all of that, it's not true. I mean, there are people that I'm sure are leaving. There's always attrition in New York City. There's always tremendous attrition. People have kids. They don't want to deal with the public schools. They don't want to pay for private schools. I get it. It's time to leave. Maybe they weren't born and raised here. They came here for a few years and now they want, to go someplace less expensive, less hassle, backyard for kids, whatever it is. But in Central Park now, it is where everybody is. Everybody's working out. Everybody's outside. There's classrooms outside. There's all kinds of projects outside. Dion is teaching dance classes outside. We are teaching art outside, using the entire Central Park as a museum in and of itself. It's so great. It's so exciting to be around. It's really wonderful. Really, really wonderful. And we've been in Central Park and teaching, and it was so humid yesterday that by the time I got home, and I have to tell you, it just takes everything out of you though, that humid August air. But also being in the park, it's really, under a tree, it's breezy and nice, and it's really a phenomenal way to teach. So I'm very, very thrilled over what's happened. You know what? It's interesting that you say that. No, Mom, tomorrow's not my birthday. Saturday's my birthday, but that's okay. Saturday's the 15th. It's interesting that you asked that, Charles. I actually want to post, I don't think I can post it now. I saw a TikTok video that somebody posted, and I want to post it so that I can find an artist who will do this with my students. I do see people painting. I do see people drawing and stuff. Yeah, definitely. There are people out there in the park. I saw a lady yesterday grooming her dog on a table. We get there, we go around the Great Lawn area, and it's also called the Pine Tim, that area, and it's right near the Shakespeare Theater. And there's just feels like different ecosystems, so to speak, because you have the pine tim, which mostly has pine trees. Then you have all of these, the playground, you have water elements for kids, you have swings, and then there's this one area that everybody goes to work out. And then another area where they have the Seneca Falls, a phenomenal exhibit about the African American settlement in Central Park, Seneca Falls, which is really great. And that's what I'm studying with our students and working on. Building projects, looking at maps, thinking about New York, thinking about landscape architecture, thinking about how New York was built and created. And it's really exciting. Yeah, no problem. So yeah, there are people doing everything in Central Park. And it's really exciting because New Yorkers do that. They figure out ways, right? And they figure out ways of doing things. And so I felt like we had done so many Zoom classes between March and July, and the parents were willing to everybody put on masks and go out in the fresh, out in the air. It is fresh air. And what ended up happening the other day was the kids saw a woodpecker. Oh my God, it was so cute to watch this whole group of kids quietly on their own. They just got up and following the woodpecker, seeing where he would lead. Like, we're seeing all these bird species in Central Park, and it's just beautiful right now. So to all of those people, all of those, articles, New York is falling apart, New York is dying, the city's not going to survive. That is not true. That is not true. We are here. We are here. We're just getting through it like we get through everything. Oh my goodness, right? Yeah. 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 The kids have learned a tremendous amount. I'm very, very proud of them. Very proud of them. Very proud of the work we're doing. In fact, what I'll do next week is I'll post a video of Dion. He choreographed this dance for them, this jazz dance. And the first day he taught it to them, he had taught them ballet, then modern dance, and then he taught them jazz. And then with the jazz dance, I'm going to take these off, he taught them 24 beat dance. And it took the whole first day to learn that. The second week, they'd had a week off in between. The second week they came back, they remembered it. And he added 24 more steps. And they picked it up within 5 minutes. And to see them working with him and doing this dance is just so much fun. So they're dancing, they're building, they're looking at maps, they're reading primary documents, they're looking at art, they're in conversations about it all. And then we're going around and looking for natural elements like the rock formations, Seneca Village, everything. It's turned out to be a phenomenal summer for them. So I'm happy about that. Yes. So it's interesting because then I'm really drawn then because I feel like, everyone's talking about, oh, I got to get out of the city. We need more nature. I feel like I'm in the middle of it all day because I'm spending so much time in Central Park. And it's really great. It's really, really great. So, yeah. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you. Thank you for the happy birthdays. I appreciate that. That's so nice. I love this painting so much. I love her work. I love this artist who just decides to just, you know, in the 1800s, I'm going to travel. I'm going to go to another culture. I'm going to paint. I'm going to think about a career. I'm going to live my life. Yes. Mad woman. Hashtag mad women. All right, everybody. Have a great evening. Have a wonderful weekend. I will see you back on Tuesday. Still going to take those long weekends. It's not that I'm even vacationing. It's that we have a new website to launch. I have work piled up, and I'm not complaining because nothing feels better for me than to be busy in August, especially to be busy during a pandemic. So I'm so grateful. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Yeah. And I will see you all. Yeah. I'll see you all on Tuesday. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye, everybody.